Sounds a bit like a voice. Oh, Schism is next. Schism makes me cry at the end because of the flat 6 chord that comes in on Compassion. Oh my god. Very effective mood setter. It's like I'm lost in like total limbo. It's like human but not human. I'm gonna pause it before the vocals come in, okay? Sorry. Okay. The intro makes me think of folk music, or like it's different than the rest of the song. It feels related, but it is distinctly different. I don't know what the timing really is of it. I can like feel it. Da, 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 da. And there's like a long note, and then da, 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 da. But I wouldn't really count it. You know what I mean? It's interesting because the bass and guitar are in harmony very distinctly. They move in parallel. I definitely hear some really like tender harmonies in this, which I think is just such a perfect intro, because when the bass line comes in, it feels darker and more technical, and you wouldn't necessarily know what was coming emotionally if it weren't for that intro. The intro is like giving you a premonition. But I will say that it does kind of leave you on a little cliffhanger on that long note. But then on the second one, they go down to the D right after, and it feels like, like feel that, like, now we begin, right? And this bass line, I mean, I remember when this song was on the radio, I was in college. I remember thinking, wow, like what is happening? I'd never heard a bass line like that in my life. To this day, I haven't really like watched a video of him doing this. So I'm not 100% sure what technique he's using, but I can just hear that it's unusual. And maybe it's difficult and that's why it's unusual. Yeah, just like you shove all these quick notes, but they're evenly spaced within that space. I don't know. You can already feel that it's in an odd time, right? You can already feel it. No drums yet, but when the drums do come in and the guitar comes in, the drums have I think a flanger on them. Maybe that's the wrong term. Maybe sometimes I confuse flanger with the other one that sounds like a flanger. Phaser. So it was one of those that filters through the frequencies. Such a cool. I love the first time I heard that on drums was Kashmir by Led Zeppelin. And I was like, what? Why don't we just do this to drums all the time? This is amazing. And then the guitar is picking, I think, a fourth or a fifth or something above the bass line. Yeah, so a fourth above. I think that's an interesting choice because it feels sound, but also a little expectant. It's not quite what I was thinking they would harmonize with. It's really cool. Very open harmony. Sorry. So that's going on. But What are those notes? Is that it? I'm not sure if that note's in it. What is the timing of this? Oh, this is the one that's like, you could just count it like it's in 6/8, but really it's 5 and then 7. Is that right? Yeah. If you count the quarter notes, then it starts to feel just like 6 of them. But if you count the eighths, then you can feel like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's my final answer. What a cool bass line. So this is also minor. I know this is a really nerdy thing, but I just thought I'd mention it because you guys usually like the nerdy things I say. Is that I think Tool really favors this particular note, the fourth. I just think they like the fourth in their melodies, in their bass lines, chord progressions, and the fourth in the scale. Even though a fourth interval is a consonant, very consonant interval, in the scale context or in a chord, the fourth is kind of an in-between sound. It's not dissonant, but it's not stable. So it makes sense to me that they would like lean towards something that leaves you a little bit like question mark. Fourth harmony again. Pose, double, octave. Hang on. So this song, in my opinion, the verse and the chorus are in different key centers. You could interpret it different ways, but it sounds like so there's flavors of harmonic minor actually in this in like D harmonic minor because of Maynard's little chromatic thing at the end. That, which is really sinister sounding, isn't it? Yeah, and then he gets a harmony of fourth above. No, it's a fifth. Which sounds a lot like the fourth that the guitar is playing above the bass line. And also, this may be obvious, but I'm just going to say it, that it sounds very clear to me, and I think this is typically the way they work anywhere, where they like compose music and then they bring it to Maynard and he writes melodies over it. But you can really hear the evolution of the bass line maybe being the beginning of this song, truly, in its creation. And then Maynard and the guitar just take that line and make melodies out of it. So this... I know the pieces fit is just the bass line, but without the ornamentation, without the, you know, it's kind of just the upper notes essentially. And it makes it a really kind of cool, compelling, gelled sound. And because they're in parallel fifths, there's a little bit of a Dorian moment here. And then they go da 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 da, communication. And then the song, to me, shifts down to A minor and hangs out there. The bass also goes down there and goes, sorry, it goes up here. Maybe it's not here. And everything. Just moved it down to A. What's cool about this is that it feels almost like that's where it wanted to go all along. I don't know how. I'm not really sure, but it's really exciting. And the communication, that note that reaches over into the section that's in A, creates this tension between the bass riff and that key center and what Maynard's singing. You may recognize this as a ninth. Just the best, right? Communication. So freaking beautiful. And then essentially the chorus of this song is really him singing communication and then all the instrumentation playing that riff. That's really what the chorus is. It's cool because that's really unusual, right? Usually the chorus has like the hook of the song, but it does. The hook of this song is the bass line. Really, that's truly what it is, which is cool. And notice how they arranged things so that the bass has this riff comes through as the guitar plays it an octave higher. Is that right? Right. I think it's the drums are making this bass line feel different because of the accent on the crash cymbal. Because normally we hear it as like not. It's almost like the drums are making it feel like it has a triplet feel, like you know. I love the ride cymbal on this. When he does little da-da-das. Oh, right. And also, listen to what Danny's doing. So Danny's so good. He's got the ride cymbal. Maybe this is the hi-hat at this point. Sorry, whatever. The hi-hat, he's playing the bass rhythm, I'm pretty sure, on his hi-hat. Or at least he's doing the little triplet with it. That's so smart. Bells. Four. That's so nice of them. No, I mean, there's a reason why I went there. It's got a very different feeling than the rest of the song. There is more, I'm not sure if it's anger, but it's that same like intensity that we had in The Grudge, you know, of like I could imagine the first part of the song, like Maynard not making eye contact with you. But this part, it feels like, hey, you know, it's just like, and he gets into that like really distorted delivery that he does so well, because he can sound like a human cello, and then he can just get gritted up. You know, he's singing, he's not screaming, but there's a lot of that distortion in his voice. So it's like got a little bit of a scream in there, I guess. If you're curious, by the way, about vocal distortion, the charismatic voice sounds like she's doing this whole project on vocal distortion, like a scientific project. So it's pretty cool. So now we're back in D here. Power chords. But I go back too far? Sorry. Wait, is that 4? No, it's 6/4. Well, it felt like 4/4 just because you can count you can count with quarters instead of like 1 2 1 2 3 8 crap, you know? You're just like, yeah. But it's actually 6 of them, which does even out to be 5/8 plus 7/8 as well. 6/4 and 5/8 plus 7/8 are mathematically the same. They don't sound the same though. So I would say that sounds like 6/4 to me. 6/4 is actually a really cool time signature. It often sounds like a bar of 4 and then a bar of 2. So it's sort of like 1.5 bars. It's great. It's great. Okay, hang on. We got to talk about this. So to transition back to the verse, they bring it way back down to just the bass, and then they give us this huge accent on some totally unexpected beat. It is and they do it on the 4 chord. Of course. Now Maynard is prioritizing his melody up here. The dangers of instead of down here. I think that's why the timing of the chorus feels different to me, or another reason why it feels different is because they hit this like downbeat later into the bass riff. So it's like, you know, communication. And so it just like resets almost like where you consider the beginning of the riff to be. It's very cool. Okay, this part, I get so lost, I don't care though. So here, the bass is being a bass. So here the bass is just going do, 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 and hitting kind of the roots of the chords while the guitar takes over the line, right? They pass this line around to each other. Beautiful section. But yeah, Danny's doing something with the drums here that just shifts the emphasis pattern completely. But there's something like almost loose about it. Like it's rhythmically tight, but the way he's playing with all the cymbals and something about it just feels like it's rolling over me like hills. And it's just like this beautiful moment where I just kind of let go. I can't count this. I don't even want to. It's just a beautiful kind of almost release from the to just like, you know, like. I love it. Sorry, I'll wait. Delay is the shit. Ugh. I'm gonna stop it before Maynard starts to sing. stop it there. Beautiful line. This is so gorgeous. Now, if it sounds different to you than it does on the guitar, I think it's because of the delay that they have on the guitar that gives it this almost like... That little delay gives it a rhythm that maybe they're not actually playing, if that makes sense. Or maybe they actually are playing it. Hang on. Okay, so my bad. Okay, so it's the delay later. Okay, but right now they are playing the melody, and then they're playing like low A's. So like, right? Maybe approximately. So I don't know what this is called. I come across it in music all the time. I've done it myself. But it's like you got this one pedal note and it fills in basically all the gaps. So every subdivision is filled in by that low note except for the melody. So you get I don't know. It's just beautiful. But this has, I think, a very strong waltzy feel. It's not actually in 3/4 or 6/8, but it feels like it until the end of the phrase. Da, 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 da. And then it, like, in my mind almost switches to like 1 2 1 2 1 2 kind of feeling. I don't know if it would even out to the same, 5 plus 7 that we've been hearing the whole song. That probably does, but it does have the feeling of the waltz or the 6/8, the timing in 3, which has a much more fluid sound than anything in 4. And it is, I think, a good choice for this section of the song, which brings in a lot of tenderness, right? It just feels more like a dance here. Also, the absence of drums brings everything down a lot. But this is very pretty. I love the bells that I think Danny's triggering. He's got this one that's on E, and then the flat 6 note F. There's so many harmonics on them that I don't know if they're low or high. And then he does this. This is like four at the end of it. Sorry. Da, 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 da. You know what I'm talking. And then when the more distorted guitar comes in, it sounds like it just hits the wah, 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 which is the melody without any of the rhythmic, duck, right? But then there's this amazing delay on it that pushes another note out after. Which sounds like a dotted eighth note, kind of. Or maybe it's a duple against this. Either way, it's got that like polyrhythmic sound. Da, 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 da. It's amazing. So we get like maybe 16 bars of this, and then the higher, you'll hear the higher guitars stop to prepare for Maynard coming in. And Maynard is brought in by vocal chops. They chopped up his first word, and, it's tracked a bunch of times, and it has a bunch of delay on it, and it kind of comes in. Are those synths? Yeah. Ooh, on the A. So cool. And the bells, you can hear them already. And then these ones, right, of course. But there were bells happening before this that were just like quieter, which is cool. So why is this so freaking beautiful? A few things. One is, for the first time in the whole song, the bass line goes down to the flat six. And the way that plays with what Maynard's doing and the guitars is just exquisite. So we're here. Everything's here, right? There's not even a flat six in the melody. And then cold, cold silence. So the guitar riff keeps playing. All of those notes just sound incredible with this flat six chord. One of the things that flat six chord will do in a minor key is like melody notes and power chords and stuff will create this like seventh. That is just so. And then it goes up to flat seven. Right. Sense of compassion before it plunges down to the four chord, which is so good. Great. And the other thing that's really, really exquisite about this is Maynard has vocal harmonies on his voice. And so he's singing in parallel thirds above himself, which just creates really harmonious, vulnerable sounding, as opposed to the parallel fifths and fourths that we heard earlier. Those don't, to me, communicate vulnerability. They communicate strength because those intervals are so strong. They're so consonant. Thirds are also consonant, but they are way more gushy. They're the middle of a chord. You know, they're like, yeah, they're the guts. They're the guts. They're not the structure. The fifths and fourths are the skeletons. So now it's just like interesting analogies with, you know, thinking about the video. And anyway, but so now he goes, the melody, I believe, is cold, cold silence has a tendency to atrophy any sense of compassion. Classic minor scale, beautiful. But then he has a third above that, which is cold silence has a tendency to, and together, super minor. I love this part. Yeah. And then it all resolves. Gorgeous. And then it builds up. drums here are so perfect. That kick drum fills, building the tension. Beautiful note change there. The drums. Call back to that earlier section like this. God, those drums. Accent. Now a moment of Phrygian. Oh my God, these drums. Come on. So good. Okay, parable into parabola. Oh my God. Oh my God. I love parabola. And this is such a great intro because it gives you the themes right there, but in such a different mood.